Hey all, this is Val here with another Dungeon Hunter Champions video. In today's video, it's that time. I do it 4 times a year. It's time to update my gear. I do these about once every 3 months. That way people can see the gear that I use, how I gear my champions. I don't go into too much detail. If you want to get a more in-depth review of how I gear my units, check out that unit's individual review. All of my 6-star units have been reviewed, and they are available both on DHC builds and as well as my YouTube channel. Okay, so let's just jump right in. So we've got a fire AA. His name is Artie, because I really can't pronounce that. Artinellis, whatever. So how did I gear Artie? Well, his shield scales off HP, and he's got some cool debuffs, so the obvious choice was Adept Precision. Here are the stats. Now, if I went a little too fast, go ahead and pause the video so you can take a look at what I got and how he was geared. Next, we're going to move on to Alia. Alia is my hardest hitting nuker. I went Mortal Keen, attack, crit damage, attack. Now, she has not changed since the last video. I've left her pretty much this way. I did experiment briefly again with attack speed because I got some requests to take a look at it and I wasn't happy with it. So right back to mortal attack. Here is my good friend Kazuko. There's the base stats. I'm sorry. Let me show the base stats of Alia. And then the base stats of Artie. So let's take a look at Kazuko's gear. Because she's a healer and support unit, we went Adept Vital. So don't worry too much about the second set. That is basically there to meet any of your stat requirements. If the 2-piece is warding and it gets you to where you need to be because you need crit damage and there was a lot of crit damage on your warding, then that is what you use. Here is how I built her. HP, HP, accuracy. Let's move on to Abigail. Abigail has not changed as well. She's the same. Here is her base stats again. Here is her gear. On her, I went HP, HP, HP. Because her only point is to live and to shred. That is it. She just gotta live and shred. Here is Baltazar, my only vampire. We all know the story. We've all been in my stream. And we've all heard me whine and moan about the vampire event. So here's Baltazar. Here is his stats. Now, I get why people build this guy HP, but really it's all about damage. And since he is a fighter type unit, not a tank type unit, I went pure all-out DPS with Mortal Keen and attack, crit rate, attack. I could not go crit damage here because I couldn't get enough crit rate and substats. Here are the stats of the other gear. Zevron, who I have not used in forever. Like, I'm seriously considering de-gearing him. But here's the big guy, my highest HP unit at 87k. Here's his stats. On him, I went HP, HP, and HP. Because he just needs to survive and shield. You could also go accuracy if you want to make sure you stick his debuffs, which are very good. All of the angels debuffs are good. So here's a big change from last time. Look at this, nothing. Here's her base stats because really she's nothing. Look at this high base attack. She's still nothing. So let's move on. Alright, Kai Wenji, my healer girl. She gets the job done at 61k HP. Now, on her, I went HP, HP, accuracy, because I want the stun to land. Here's the other stats. Next, we're going to take a look at Yuko, who I have a hard time saying Yuko. I always want to call her Yasuko. Why I want to add the S, I will never know. Check out that HP, because again, I need her to live and heal and do her thing. Here's the gear. On her, I went HP, HP, and HP. Here are the stats of the other gear. Now, here's a change. Now, I did strip her, but she was on attack, and guess what? Accuracy, because you need her debuff to land. Now, I tried her like this. She really didn't work out for me. This was after the change. Likely, I will be moving this gear over to my Caroline. That is my plan. So she wasn't 6-star last video. I did this because of the OGD change. Initially, she wasn't that great. After the update to the OGD change, she was okay-ish, but not enough right. I wasn't going to strip her. So there was a need that I had for my light AA, and I decided to strip her. Here's her base stats if you do want to see them. I believe the piece I had, she did have like a little attack, maybe 5 or 6%, but basically it was around this. Maybe she didn't. But here's her stats. From what I do understand, however, though, Caroline, which we're going to take a look at here, is good with this same type of attack. But we'll get there. So here's Kiva. You guys know my favorite tank stripper. Here's her base stats. Here's her gear. As you can see on her, I went attack speed, max HP, and accuracy. The reason for attack speed is the faster she attacks, that lowers the cooldown of her shield, which is her strip. So she'll strip more often. So I went with attack speed shoulders over HP. You can see she still does have a decent amount of HP, however. She could have more. She could have more, obviously, if I went another way, but that's how I built. Here's my Monis. Monis, I didn't really change much after the OGD change because if you take a look at his gear, attack, max HP, accuracy. I could have gone attack here to pick that up a little bit, but you know, I wanted survivability. I didn't want him to just fall over and die. And one attack slot is good enough for what I have him do. He's at a little over 1500 attack, as we saw on the previous page, and it works. Here's the other gear. Malika. Alright, here's Malika's base stats, coming in at 37k HP, 1700 attack, 187 crit damage, and 99. You know that tilts me, right? You know it does. 99% crit rate. Here's her gear. I went attack, crit damage, attack, because I could go crit damage because I was able to get satisfactory amount of crit rate in substats, but 1 point short. Yay. Here's the other gear. You know it tilts me. You know it tilts me. Alright. Here is Chu Yu. I think I'm saying her name right. I really like this girl, as my review showed. Here's her stats. Here is her gear. On her, I went HP, and accuracy because I do want the silence and debuffs to land. Here's her other gear stats. Kendrick has not changed since the last video. This guy has been a rock solid producer for me, so I figure why mess with success, right? Here are his stats. Here's his gear. I went attack, crit rate, accuracy, and here are his other stats. Again, if I'm going too fast, feel free to pause the video, take a look at it. Now, Dr. Synapse, while his gear did not change, here's his base stats, coming in at a little over 2k attack. Only 135 crit damage. I did do something different with him. He is now max skill. If you want to check out something truly crazy, take a look at my Malika versus Dr. Synapse video. You can see that Malika does have a slight edge in crit damage. I mean, she does 50% more crit 99% of the time. He has 100% crit and lesser crit damage, but he does have more attack. So, we're 300 attacks shy, roughly, of where he was. I know people did ask about that and how I had them geared, and she's 1% less, but the crit damage is massively different. Like, this is not a small difference. And still, well, watch the video to find out. But there you go. Here's his gear. I went mortal and sturdy, because sturdy helped me get to my crit goals. Remember, don't worry about what the actual second set is, as long as it gets to your gear or your stat requirements. So I went attack, crit rate, and that's why he doesn't have as much crit damage, because I couldn't get it all in substats. Attack, and then here's the other stats. Now remember, that's what makes getting crit rate and accuracy so powerful in substats, because then you don't have to run accuracy bracers and you don't have to run crit rate gloves. That frees up a slot for whatever you want to put right there. If it's a support unit and you get all the accuracy and substats, that means you can go with the HP bracer instead of an accuracy bracer. If it's a damage unit, that means because you got all your crit rate and your substats, you can go with a crit damage glove instead of a crit rate glove, which is going to exponentially increase your damage. Well, not exponentially. That's a little bit of an exaggeration. All right, now here, this is a change because remember, I am in the process of swapping her out. Looking at her base stats like this really doesn't matter. But what we're going to be doing, we're going to be going brutal and then keen more than likely on her to get her usable. I've been told, and I'll pass this information on to you, a good a good ED11 pre-flight team is Caroline, Fairy, Wink, which is the Nature Fairy, Kendrick, Rhoda, and I forgot. Malika. So that is an excellent one. But when they noticed that I did have 2 Carolines, the recommendation was to drop the one of them, Wink, to drop Wink and add the second Caroline. So that's what I'm going to do. I will be building her up. But as of right now, she is a work in progress. Hopefully with this Drake event, I'll get some good drops. One of my new favorites, although when I've streamed with her, it has been terrible. It has been absolutely terrible. But when I'm not streaming and I'm doing rush hour, she works so great. Here's her base stats. Here's her gear. On her, I want attack, crit damage, attack because I was able to get enough crit rate and substats. Here's her other gear. Camille has not changed. He is still the same takey son of a gun he's always been. Here's his base stats with that 27 or 2800 defense. Like, yeah, this guy is a veritable fortress. Here's his gear. You can see I went defense, and max HP because I wanted him to have some HP. If you have 1,000,000 defense but you only have 1 HP, man, I feel sorry when you get armor broken. So here we go. Here's his stats. And Zinnia has not changed. Here's her base stats. She's still the same old Zinnia, doing the same old thing she does for me. She's in a little bit in the retirement phase of her career with me, but I still whip her out every now and then. Here's her gear. On her, I went max HP, and accuracy because you got to have that strip land, right? Here's her other stats. Dr. Mylan. I am a huge fan of all the Scions. Here's his base stats. I really like this guy. His crit damage is horrible, but I am going to work on it. Here's his gear. I want attack, crit rate. Another reason why low crit damage, because you've heard this song and dance before. Wasn't able to get crit rate and substats. Here's his attack bracer. And then here's his other stats. Sigrun has not changed. Here's my girl's base stats. She gets the job done for me. She does. And you gotta like the outfit. I mean, look at this outfit. There's no way I was not gonna buy this during Halloween. This just looks awesome. Looks so awesome. Here's the gear. I want attack speed, crit damage, attack. Here's her other stats. Casey has not changed. She is still mortal keen. Here's her stats. And here's her gear. We went attack speed, crit rate, attack. Here's your other stats. Baba Kruk has officially entered the retirement stage. As much as I like her, I don't use her that much and I'm already looking at stripping her. But here's a look at her. Maybe the next video she will be like Blueberry, but not for the same reasons. Blueberry is garbage. Baba Kruk is just showing her age. You know, it's time for her to retire to that bog and enjoy her time feeding her crows. And I would assume she eats alligators out there. I'm not quite sure, but that's my imagination. Here's her gear. She is attack, crit rate, attack, and here's her other stats. Dodgy is also entering the retirement phase. I mean, you gotta love the outfit, right? I mean, who doesn't love this outfit? Who doesn't have a teacher thing? Come on. You got a teacher thing. What was her name? Or his name? I mean, look at that. I would have definitely have at least somewhat paid attention in school. Well, not to the curriculum, but I mean, I would have been there. Here's her gear. She has attack, crit rate, accuracy. Here's her other stats. And again, she will likely be stripped. She's getting to that age where, you know, she's seen some stuff. She's seen some stuff. She served me well, but it's time for her to retire and enjoy her teaching career, and for her students to enjoy her teaching. Lastly, the newest kid on the block is Velour. I finally made him. I'm still leveling him, as you can see. Here's his stats during the leveling process, and here's everything you need to know about him. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. You gotta love the accuracy number, right? You gotta love that. That's a special number. It's such a special number. Alright, here's his gear, which is not done. I know. I'm still working on this piece, but money. So max HP, max HP, max HP. And here's the stats of the other gear. Alright, so hopefully, or definitely, by next video, when we're doing a gear update again, this guy will be 6, and then we have some other stuff, 60, excuse me. And then we'll have some other stuff that we're going to play with. For instance, we did get this thanks to the awesomeness of my son. This guy is really good for anything, really anything. You can bring him pretty much anywhere, including OH. And I need more OH monsters, so I might actually drop off building the Watcher Bomber in place of him, as well as the Dark Bomber, because I think he will fill the roles I wanted those two. I will still make the Nitro, which is the Fire Bomber, but hopefully in the next video we'll have this guy all geared up and I'll have great things to say, and we can also look forward to a review video on him. And then another one we will be gearing up again, thanks to my son's incredible luck on stars, is this guy. We'll be using the Dark Dino as well. Alright, that's going to do it for this video. If I missed something or you had more questions on my build that the actual champion reviews didn't answer, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Also, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Hit that notification button so you know when I have a new video that has been published. As always, thank you all for watching, and all you dudes and dudettes out there, stay frosty.